Good morning, my fellow parsimonious, penny-pinching, penurious patriots. Now, I could have gone to any of the legacy propaganda outlets. You know which ones I'm talking about. ABC, CBS, NBC, Fox, CNN. They all have big stories about this today. But I went with the Daily Mail. I like their graphs. I like the story they told. It's the most complete story. Not fully complete. They left out one bullet statement, which I'll add. But let's take a look at the headline. Inflation hits 40-year high as prices jump by 7%. And a year after Biden insisted surging cost of living was just a bump in the road. America draws comparisons with Soviet Union as grocery store shelves go bare. Yes, have you seen the bare shelf Biden memes trending? Let's take a look at these bullet points first, and then a quick look at some of the graphs. Annual inflation hits 7% in December, the highest increase since 1982, the Labor Department said Wednesday. Yes, inflation is so high that even booby prize Biden can't hide it. Labor shortage and supply chain chaos are sending costs higher for businesses who pass on high prices. Well, of course, you can't expect a business to operate on a loss, but it's more than just labor shortages and supply chain chaos. It's what's caused it. It's the governors shutting down businesses, making business more difficult. If you're in a state that has a Democratic governor and he shut down businesses around your state, and it's still difficult for you to go to places. I mean, if you're in a state like I am, where you have to wear a mask in any store you go into, well, you know that the governor has had a hand in some of these labor shortages and supply chain chaos. But let's look at number 3, Omicron variant. It's not the Omicron variant. They'd like to make you think that it's people calling out sick or something. They say it's playing havoc on the labor pool, spurring shortages and increasing inflationary pressure. How about it's beggar Biden who wants to force you to have a vaccine passport to allow you to work? You think we're having labor shortages and inflationary pressure now? Let beggar Biden's bill pass and see what happens. Shocking shortages have left grocery store shelves bare, spurring comparisons to the Soviet Union. Well, to be perfectly honest, they're unfair comparisons for the most part. But I went shopping just a few days ago, and my wife wanted to buy some poultry. The entire poultry section was bare, except for 2 packages of turkey breasts. I just told my wife, well, you can thank Bare Shelf Biden for that. Which brings us to our next point. Biden is under pressure over rising prices and for months insisted the phenomenon was transitory. Yes. Old budget brain Biden was trying to pull the wool over our eyes on this one. I don't think he actually believed it was transitory. He was hoping, though, that we'd forget he said that. And take a look at this last bullet point. Rising prices have wiped out pay increases, if you got one, And polls show inflation is now a top concern for Americans. Actually, we know inflation has been a concern for a while. We didn't need a poll. We've been talking among each other. We've been saying, hey, have you seen the gas prices go up? Holy crap, I've had to pay more for groceries this week than even last week. And I just bought this new, put a name on it, computer, car, bedroom set. It's gone up a lot over the last year, hasn't it? Let's take a look now at some of these. Oh, wait, before I do that, here is the one bullet statement that they left out. You know what they should have had in there, don't you? The main cause of inflation. Overspending by the federal government. The federal printing presses just whirling at full speed, printing money like it was made out of thin air, instead of coming out of yours and mine pocketbooks. The federal government spending money it doesn't have. It's creating a lot of debt. Debt that you and I have to pay for. Now let's take a look at these graphs. Take a look at this graph right here in red. 7% inflation. Oh my, oh my. Just take a look as to where inflation was when old booby prize Biden took office in January. At the very bottom of that line. And then a year later, it has soared. Let's go on. See, like I said, just you name it, everything has gone up. They say inflation has gone up 7%, but bacon. Tell me one person in this world that doesn't love bacon. Bacon has gone up 19%. Steak 21%. Cereal only 6%. Gasoline 50%. Yeah. Now, gasoline went down for a short time when good old beggar Biden emptied out our strategic oil reserve. The thing about it was the name, Strategic Oil Reserve. It was originally created so that the U.S. would have emergency oil in case supplies were cut off from the Middle East. Good old budget brain Biden, he decided to empty out our strategic oil reserve to lower gasoline prices for a very short time. Well, here's the problem. Not only now are we going to have to buy at some time in the future oil to refill the strategic oil reserve, or we'll be open to blackmail from oil-producing countries again because, you know, under President Trump, we became energy independent. It didn't last very long. As soon as beggar Biden took office, well, he killed all of President Trump's programs, and we're not energy independent anymore. Let's go on, though. Eggs, 11%. Furniture, 14%. Laundry equipment, 12%. Sporting goods, 26%. Yeah, you name the category, it's gotten more expensive. Here we go. Here's how he picked up his nickname, Bare Shelf Biden. It's this right here. We've all seen it in grocery stores. I don't care where in the U.S. you are, you've seen memes posted of a local grocery store with bare shelves. Hashtag Bare Shelf Biden. Let's go on just a little bit more. Here is that graph that shows just how bad inflation has been under begging Biden's, the Brandon administration's tutelage. We have to deal with spiraling costs, bare shelves. We have to deal with mask mandates. We have to deal with pressure from federal and state governments to get our shots, to get the jab. Makes you wish for the good old days, doesn't it? Like before January 20th.